Good morning. It's great to have you with us here at Unity of Walnut Creek. We are going to touch today on one of those powerful spiritual practices that always changes our lives. We have the fabulous music of harmony and the presence of your consciousness, blessing each of us as ours, we hope reaches out and blesses you as well. Thank you for journeying with us together.
Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Day is breaking in my soul.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. Please stay seated and join us in singing Here in This Place. Here in this place, it's safe and it's warm. Here in this place, there's no fear. Here in this place, we can be who we are, and all we believe is held dear. No matter what the question, you can find the answer here in love's embrace, here in this place. Here in this place, we're living the truth. Here in this place, we are free. Here in this place, we're all children of God and grateful for all we can be. No matter where you wander, you are always welcome here. Here in the arms of grace, here in this place. Here in this place, we're alive in the light. Here in this place, we are found. Here in this place, the heart is at home, and we know we're on holy ground. No matter what the question, you can find the answer here in love's embrace, here in this place.
Good morning. Let us thank Chip Donovan, our song leader. And please join me in welcoming the aesthetically beautiful and musically delectable Harmony, our performance. And also, join me in welcoming our online friends. Turn to the camera and say hi. Thank you for being with us. We are always delighted by your presence. My name is Sheila Gautreaux. I'm one of your ministers here. Welcome to our 9:30 service. If you are new to Unity, we extend a very special welcome. We often say who we are as far as our teachings, but our elder brother, Jesus, said, "Come unto me, all ye who are burdened and heavy laden." And here at Unity of Walnut Creek, We welcome all people, regardless of race, color, creed, sexual orientation, disability. You are welcome here. We have created a space of love, acceptance, appreciation for you here. That's who we are. We are founded on the principles and the power of affirmative prayer. The yes action of the mind, as Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, says. When we pray affirmatively, we are saying yes to the truth and turning away from what is the illusion. Join me now in our opening prayer statement that we may experience the power of affirmative prayer. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let us take that in. Breathe it in through the heart. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let's take it in even deeper. Let it permeate the very fiber of our being. And once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And as we take it in more, and also allow it to extend outward, touching the people around us in this room, extending out to those online, and extending even further out into our world, touching every heart that beats. We know and accept that this is the truth. And so it is. Together we say, Amen. Please remain seated and join Chip in our next song.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
So let's let it do that. And take a time together in prayer and meditation. To begin with, let's just take that deep breath through the heart. Bring our focus down to this beautiful place where we connect with that divine presence without limit. Breathe out and gently open. And let the music be part of that journey to the very center of your heart. Father, Mother, God, infinite love, in this time, we're grateful that we awaken to see your presence everywhere. To know your presence in our lives, flowing through our lives, and as our lives. We are grateful that we can touch and know the wholeness you are within us. This beautiful power of love that lifts and transforms. And we are grateful that we can know you as that presence in everyone who is dear to us. That when someone we love is in a time of struggle, we know your presence, strengthening them, healing them, calling them into wholeness, releasing that which no longer serves, embracing the beautiful life, the light, the love they are in you, and you are in them. And so we take this beautiful awareness of your presence and know that whatever the concerns we've had, that we release them to this greater wisdom, this transforming love, and we rest in this place of peace. the beautiful presence of your peace within us. This peace from which we step into sacred silence. That stillness in which we simply rest at one with the one. As the Master guided us. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Beloved presence. As infinite love, we feel your presence upon our hearts. We know our oneness with this beautiful power of transformation as we send it forth to bless and heal and uplift. And so we take this moment and we make that choice to be instruments of uplifting and healing, to radiate this divine love through our hearts. And we begin by sending it to our own bodies for healing, strength, vitality, wholeness. We send it to our minds and hearts for wisdom and understanding. And now we radiate it through our hearts and send it to each one who is dear to us. We enfold each one, knowing that they are lifted to that which is the highest. They are surrounded in divine love. They are whole. And this love flows through our hearts across this spiritual community, touching each person and blessing everyone in their world. We embrace all the prayer requests brought here and know with each one you are enfolded in divine love and you are lifted to that which is the highest. And this love flows through our hearts. It combines as though it were waves of love out across the communities in which we live, across our nation, beyond the boundaries, to touch the peoples of the world and call forth the peace and the wisdom in their hearts. This love flows through our hearts to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. For in seeking to know you, we are all one. And we radiate this love through our hearts. We send it to this beautiful earth to bring balance to all her systems, to sunshine where there have been storms, to rain where it has been dry, the blessing to all of her creatures. And we send it about the earth to touch the heart of every single person in the earth. For you are this love in every heart, and in this love we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
Sri Guru
It is so, here, now, in the gentleness of pure, radiant, divine love. Amen.
thought I'd feel this way. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad I got the chance to say that I do believe I love you. And if I should ever go away, well then close your eyes and try to feel the way you do today. And then if you can remember, keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me for sure. That's what friends are for. In good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. And I always knew I'd feel this way. Well, it came in love in me, and now there's so much more I see. And so by the way, I thank you.
And then, for the times when we're apart, well, just close your eyes and know these words are coming from my heart. And then if you can remember,
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me for sure. That's what friends are for. In good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. In good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for.
Harmony, once again, your sounds have taken us to the next level. Good morning. My name is Sion, and it's my pleasure to highlight events for you this week. It's Birthday Sunday. So if you're celebrating a birthday this month, please stand so we may celebrate you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you.
Have a blessed birthday. Connection classes begin again today at 4 p.m. This is a great way to connect with others who desire spiritual growth, enhanced friendship, and connection at Unity. Join Reverend David for a full-day heart math workshop this coming Saturday. Bring peace to your heart, to your family, to your workplace, and to your planet. It is the best thing you can do for yourself and for our world at this time. Calling all Unity members. Next Sunday, following the 11:30 service, we are having a brief meeting to vote on a restatement of our Articles of Incorporation. Details of this are in your bulletin. Find details of these and other wonderful activities in your bulletin and on our website. I invite you now to take a brief moment until the gong sounds to greet those immediately around you. Thank you.
This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. This I will rejoice, I will rejoice, and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, who we are. For each child that's born of morning star rises and speaks to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of the ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time, daughters of dust, and sons of great vision, sisters of mercy, brothers of love, lovers of life, builders of nations, seekers of truth, and the keepers of faith. We're makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of the ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of the time, daughters of dust, and the sons of great vision, sisters of mercy, and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations, seekers of truth and the keepers of faith. We're makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandfather's prayers. We are our grandmother's dreamings. We are the breath of the ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are one. 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 For each child that's born, a morning star rises to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises to the universe who we are. We are one.
You feel connected? We're one. Wow, how beautiful. How beautiful. And one of the things that I learned to quit doing a long time ago was to tell the music people what I would be talking about. And I usually find when I get up here, they've been rehearsing it long before I knew. So thank you. Yes, so one of those things that makes us one, that connects us, one of the most universal spiritual practices is the experience of prayer. It is, for many of us, the experience in which we truly get to touch our oneness consciously in the very cells of our body. So in looking at prayer and the experience of prayer, there's so many different beautiful ways. And one of the most beautiful, the most simple, is simply the experience of gratitude. And so I want to do a moment of back gratitude for all those people that fed us last night so gorgeously and cared for us, our Crabtree and dear Leslie and your team. Thank you all. So, wow. How blessed we are. Just that knowing that becomes an experience of prayer. In the awakening and engaging our spiritual practices, essentially one of the things we discover is everything kind of fits into 4 different spiritual practices. That is prayer, meditation, service, and love. It all gets down to that. And in the end, it all gets down to love. So when we're touching prayer, we're really going to the very, very root core experience of working with our spirituality. Now, one of the difficulties is we hear and experience prayer so many different ways. And part of it is it grows up in many different cultures, doesn't it? Think of all the different ways there are of praying in the world, all the different cultures. And when you enter into prayer, we begin by experiencing it through our culture. Because California has its own unique culture. I was remembering being down with Catherine and our son Peter in Santa Cruz. And we were there at the beach, lovely day. Lunchtime comes, the kind of food wagons pull up on the road, and you go up to get your meals. And so we went up, and there was this hot dog truck, and so we go up to the guy, and Catherine asks that they make her one with just mustard and actually it was mustard and ketchup. And then it's Santa Cruz, so I can ask for a vegetarian hot dog, and I get mine, and that's fine. And then my son Peter asked he said, make me one with everything, and the guy handed him a Bhagavad Gita. So it's the different cultures kind of connect into our spiritual experience in different ways, and only in Santa Cruz, It's fun to look back on how we learned the experience of prayer. Now, in my growing up, as a boy, prayer was kind of, first of all, that thing that you did at night where you blessed Grandpa and Grandma and Mommy and Daddy and everybody, whether you really wanted to or not. And then as I grew into a teenager, and I spent several years of my high school away at a boarding school, and so I missed my family. And that prayer experience of being there and focusing on them became a very meaningful one for me. But at the time, what I realized was I was requesting some guy out there to interfere and take care of them. That was the concept that I had. And then, as a young adult, I began the practice of meditation. And because I know I'm looking at a group of meditators, as you know, in meditation, you begin to perceive differently and to understand and relate to things differently. So that perception began to change in me. Now, not in ways I could easily articulate, but I began to realize there was something meaningful there. And then it's in the experience of tragedy where I really learned the power of prayer. And last week I shared with you that at my wife's death, the asking, the deep, sincere desire to know and understand what had taken place, to know and understand what was unfolding. And I've shared with you that in those experiences of prayer, asking for the experience of being able to forgive so that I could go on with my life. And what I discovered there through that experience was the amazing power of prayer. Because everything that I asked for was given. Deep understanding, not instantaneously, over time, over years of learning and discovering but it was given. And the freedom as that divine presence moved in and through me from resentment and anger and hate that were a natural part of that experience. So I learned its power. And then, because of that, I began to really enrich my spiritual study. And that's when I came across Unity in this beautiful experience of affirmative prayer, where instead of kind of sitting here as life's victim, asking for help, we're asked to step into the spiritual self that we are and awaken to what is already given, to open to accept that goodness, that love, that wholeness in whatever form we need it into our lives, to claim it instead of beg for it. And that was a powerful change for me. And I realized as I grew in that experience that things that were important needed to be taken care of with prayer. Now, there was plenty of things that I ignored prayer on. And in all honesty, what I discovered is that prayer was kind of the last thing I would go to when everything else failed. I wish I could say that has completely changed for me. But one of the things that was in my life that was very important, there was a relationship that I was in. And I did not know if that relationship would grow to the point where we could marry and commit to each other for our lives and be a real blessing to each other throughout our lives and a blessing to this little girl that was a part of my life. Or if this was simply something that was wonderful in that moment and supportive in that moment, and we would both go on to other things. But I wanted to know the answer to that. And I knew that I didn't know at that time. So what we did was we took the power of affirmative prayer and we created an affirmation together. And in that affirmation, it focused on that if this was the quality of our relationship, to spend our lives together and be a blessing, that would become clear and would be known. And if that was not our past, that we would understand that clearly and release each other in harmony. Now, both depended upon that awareness and clarity that this divine presence is within us. We shared that affirmation for about 2 years. And I remember being in my parents' house in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, looking out across the valley. And I'd been thinking of something else, some activities that we were about to get into. And suddenly I'm standing there, and I know. I don't mean I had a thought. I've had plenty of thoughts over times. I mean, I know. You know the difference? That which we had been asking for was given. I knew that this was a gift to us both, that we would spend our years together in harmony, that it would be a blessing and support to this child. And so when I got home, I asked her to marry me. She was so surprised she thought I was kidding. It had been a while, so. No, I think it was closer to 5. And it's true. We are still married and very happy, and it has been a blessing to us both. But what I realized is that was part of my learning that prayer was the way that we take a hold of this beautiful intelligence and wisdom to guide our lives. And it can be very personal. It can be that knowing what we don't know. It can be that guidance. It can be the energy that changes. Now, that was an experience in its effectiveness in my life. But I did not understand prayer until some years later. I was a minister at Unity in Missoula, Montana. And I had visited, there was a meeting or something in Bozeman, Montana. Now, Bozeman is a beautiful mountain community overlooking a gorgeous valley. And while I was at this meeting, I wanted to visit with a woman. Her name was Reverend Mary Wessel. Mary Wessel was the Unity minister who had founded all of the Unity ministries in Montana. And amazing lady. She was 104 at this time. And most of her vision was gone, so she wasn't able to be out and active, but every part of her brilliant mind was there. And so I went up to see her. And she was in this home at the kind of the top of the hillside, and on the top floor, so the third floor, I go up and I knock on her door, and I hear this call to come in. And I step into the room, and she's sitting there in a chair with her back to me and these big windows before her. And Spirit opened my eyes, and I saw ribbons of light streaming out of that room. They were like highways that would go out and turn. And I knew the feeling I was standing there. It was the feeling that I experienced when I would be in my little church in Missoula. And we'd be in a time of prayer, and there was this feeling that would come. And I understood that I was seeing the beautiful work of her prayers, the powerful clarity and the energy that flowed out to touch and support and nurture and create. And it was from there that I began to understand that we aren't asking somebody out there to do something. When we pray, this spiritual being that we are is choosing to create, to participate, to direct the energy that brings forth the greater wholeness within us. That it is energy that is subject to our direction. It is directed by our intention. And some of that intention we can use words for. But it is powered by our love. And think of everyone that you have prayed for. Was not that an experience of your love? That we create that higher energy, resolution, outcome through the power of prayer. That brought to a fulfillment for me, something that had always been a curiosity for me. Some years before, when my daughter was very little, she was ill. She'd had a fever, and she was at that point of nothing working, and she was exhausted and too uncomfortable to go to sleep. And there wasn't a thing I could do. I was just standing there at her bedside, and I'd felt her, and she was just hot and tense and uncomfortable. And I remembered just making a shift and just focusing on the feeling of my love for her. Just feeling that love. And it's as though in that moment I was able to enter into that feeling in a focused, in a clear, powerful way. And so I just let that be all that was happening. It filled my mind. It filled the feeling world that I had. And I felt as though that love just embraced that little being in her discomfort. And I was there for a little while in that experience, just focused on the feeling of love. And then it was like I could take a breath and step back for a moment, and I looked down. She was asleep. And I touched her, and the fever was gone. Now, I didn't understand until I saw what was happening with Mary Wessel, the real power that our prayers have, the real energy, this spiritual level of reality that is real, that is who we are, and through which we create. So I came to understand, though, from that experience with her, the important things in our lives we handle with prayer. So I'd invite you to bring to your awareness someone that you would like to support, that you would like for to take a moment and just pray for. We all have people in our lives who are at that point of struggle or need, or just we would love to bless. Okay, and just if you would, just bring them to your awareness and feel your love for them. Feel that love. And now send it. Let it just flow from your heart. In this moment, what you know is they're loved by you. You are loved. Send that to them. Let it carry that beautiful energy of your love. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Join me. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Feel that beautiful love. The most exquisite of all prayers is our love. Now gently, let's bring your attention back here. However you would love your own life. Whatever in your life could use some care. You are loved. You are one with this amazing divine presence and power that is love, that transforms, that uplifts, that heals, that makes whole. And you have the power to send it, to bless, to transform whatever in your world you choose to. It is a sacred gift. And you know it makes a difference because you know you are loved. Bless you.
Thank you, Reverend David, for that powerful lesson. You are loved. Our heart ministers will be available following service to offer prayer support for any celebrations or challenges. You may have seen them in the sanctuary on the grounds praying with others. Our heart ministers are wearing the lavender stoles. You may also leave a prayer request at any time on our website. We'll be praying with you throughout the week. I invite you now to take a connection card from the seat pocket in front of you, please. We would like for everyone to fill this card out if you have any questions, comments, or prayer requests. If you are new to Unity, we ask that you fill the card out and visit us at the welcome table on the patio. We look forward to meeting you.
I'm going to interrupt you. So take whatever that prayer request was and put it on here. Okay. Let these wonderful people that are committed to being here and praying with you every day join you. Join their power, join their energy, join their love with yours so that whoever it is or whatever that need is in your life can truly be lifted to a higher level. So thank you. Go ahead.
I thank you in advance for checking the box to hold our spiritual focus of the week. Our spiritual focus this week is You Are Loved. The ushers will receive your card toward the end of the music with the offering. Thank you. It is now time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. If you are following us from home and would like to donate, please select the Donate Now button on our Watch Live page. Thank you. Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, taught that our spiritual connection opens us to God's abundance expressing in our lives. He said, be thankful for every blessing and grateful for every demonstration, as if it were an unexpected treasure dropped in your lap. For true thanksgiving may be likened to rain falling on ready soil, refreshing it and increasing its productiveness. I invite you now to take your tithe or offering in your hand and know that God is the source of all your good. Please repeat our affirmation with me. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Operator, give me information. Information. 2, 3. Operator.
Operator.
Information.
Information.
Give me Jesus on the line. Whoa, whoa. Operator.
Operator.
Information.
Information.
I'd like to speak
like to
to
speak
the
to
friend of mine.
friend of
Whoa,
mine.
prayer is the number, faith is the exchange, heaven is the street, and Jesus is his name. And operator,
Operator.
information,
Oh, yeah.
please
Information.
give me Jesus,
Jesus on the line.
Whoa, operator,
Operator.
information,
Information.
tell me why.
Tell me why you're
Oh,
taking so
yeah,
long.
and operator.
Operator.
Information.
Information.
Don't try to tell
Don't try to
me
tell
what
me
number to call.
what number to
Oh,
call.
my mother used this number when I was very small, and every time she dialed it, she always got a call. Operator.
Operator. Oh,
Information.
yeah. Information.
Please give me Jesus on the line.
Take it away, boys. Whoa, 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 whoa. Operator. Information. Give me Jesus on the line.
Oh, yeah, and operator.
Operator.
Information.
Information.
Please help me.
If you can.
Operator.
Operator.
Information.
Information.
Please connect
Please
me
connect
with
me
a man.
with the
Well,
man.
don't worry about the money. I will pay the charge. Give me a private line. I'm calling from the heart. Operator.
Operator. Oh, yeah.
Please give me
Information.
Jesus.
Give me Jesus on the line.
Please give me Jesus.
Give me Jesus on the line.
Please give me Jesus.
Give me Jesus on the
line. Yeah, yeah, We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are
Marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of
All right, enfold these beautiful beings in your heart and let's share our blessing together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. And let's stand and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God ever present, family all are near. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take
are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.